This is Part 2 Episode 152. The wild beasts groups in the Ice Mountain area was divided into three. The lizard beast, the giant human beast and the bird beast. These three sector lord pinnacles governed the three groups. The ice bear Luo Feng walked about slowly and stupidly, similar to the others. After over 3 hours, he had completely walked about the beast area. Damn! Ice bear Luo Feng let out a sigh of relief, glancing back at the vast ice forest in which the beasts lived. I've finally walked out of the beast group area. Only then did he relax. The initially stupid ice bear's eyes gleamed as he looked ahead. The path ahead was still a vast ice forest. Occasionally he would see 1 or 2 stray beasts. Since there's no way to return with that sector lord guarding that other route, I can only proceed forward. Ice bear Luo Feng occasionally ran and slowed down. At this time, he couldn't see any other beasts about, and before him was a vast endless ice forest. This ice forest was endless. He continued as the ice bear. Howl. The demon note was sometimes strong and weak, invading his soul and hypnotizing his consciousness. The moment one succumbed to it, he would become a zombie. This is troublesome. Ice bear Luo Feng slowed down, and his silver eyes filled with a hint of worry. The deeper I get into the ice forest, the stronger the occasional demon note. The formless and noiseless demon note invaded his soul. Ice bear Luo Feng slightly trembled. The strength of this demon note, even normal sector Lord level 3 would be immediately controlled. Luo Feng was shocked within. According to the Fantasy Ocean's islands and information, he could roughly gauge the levels of willpower and consciousness. In terms of willpower alone, he was comparable to a normal undying. Only his consciousness was still weak, hence he was stuck at the 10th island. And the demon note didn't have any consciousness pressure, just hypnotism. Hence Luo Feng was more proficient in withstanding it. This was the reason for him to choose the demon note mountain. A peculiar sound pierced into his soul. Immediately millions of illusions appeared, wave after wave of hypnotism started. Just to go through all of these would take countless years. Break. His extreme level willpower had no compromise, he completely broke through all the illusions. The ice bear became a black energy flow, the formless energy took the shape of a human, and finally formed the black horned youth again. He was already 100 kilometers away from where he first discovered the beasts. Plus he hadn't seen another beast in over 100,000 kilometers, hence he returned to human form. He swapped back to his earth body. It was best he didn't reveal the Mosha body too much. Luo Feng looked at the side of the ice mountain. The demon note from earlier, even sector lords 6 or 7 wouldn't be able to take it. How strange. Luo Feng frowned. It's been a while since I entered Demon Note Mountain. However, most of the demon notes in the caves are mostly weak. Even universe levels can take it. Occasionally they could hypnotize a universe level, only very few reach up to the domain lord level. As for the sector lord level demon notes, they rarely appear. Looking at the vast ice forest ahead, Luo Feng frowned, as it felt extremely peculiar. Within this ice forest, the demon note strength was too terrifying. Looking at the situation, the deeper he went, the demon notes he encountered would occasionally get stronger. If this went on, he was afraid the next one would be at the sector lord pinnacle level. Any stronger, it would even be able to hypnotize an undying. At that time, Luo Feng didn't have the confidence to withstand it. Do I continue? Luo Feng pondered. Luo Feng gritted his teeth, his eyes gleaming. I'm very clear of my own limits. This current demon note is still far from my threshold. I want to see just how strong the demon note in this ice forest gets. He continued on. As he progressed, the demon note was sometimes stronger than others, however as a whole, it was indeed stronger than before. After about 100,000 kilometers. That demon note earlier is the most terrifying since I entered Demon Note Mountain. It should be able to hypnotize even sector lord pinnacles. Luo Feng gritted his teeth, his eyes squinting, his gaze was like a blade, piercing forward. One's eyes were the windows to the soul. Obviously Luo Feng was already on high alert, his willpower and consciousness were condensed to their limit. Still quite far from my threshold. He continued on, maintaining his caution, and not daring to get careless. After walking another 2,000 kilometers or so, he reached the end of the vast ice forest. Ahead were 3 familiar spacious pathways. Cave pathways. The ice forest is over. Luo Feng smiled, somewhat curious. This ice forest has such strong demon notes. Are there no other secrets? He turned around and glanced at the 100 kilometers of ice forest, feeling that there should be something else special within. I'll randomly pick one. Luo Feng walked towards center of the 3 pathways. This one was close to 20 kilometers wide, and 7 to 8 kilometers tall. Compared to it, Luo Feng was a small dot. Like an ant walking within a human's walkway. When Luo Feng reached 10 meters before the entrance, he took one step and stepped through. Rumble. An unbelievable terrifying swallowing strength generated from the cave's entrance. The surrounding space became a visible energy whirlpool, as the ground's ice layer itself was ripped up from below and sucked into the cave. Luo Feng couldn't react in time. His entire being was sucked straight into the cave. Like a huge mouth swallowing anything that came close. Damn, what is this? Luo Feng stared. While he was being swallowed, a noiseless demon note pierced straight into his consciousness. Like a huge copper pot clanging about, in an instant he felt his consciousness and willpower drift almost like a small boat in a tidal storm. Each wave after wave made it feel like the boat was about to capsize. Because of the demon note's interference, Luo Feng was at the brink of collapse. He couldn't care about anything else, his entire being got sucked in. From his arms thick and powerful dark red vines extended fiercely. The vines either pierced deep into the ice walls or clung onto the entrance of the cave. Countless leaves extended into the ground surface, with more vines extending as quick as lightning out. The cave's width was about 20 kilometers. As for the Domain Lord Level 9 Cloud Contact Vine, every vine alone far exceeded this little distance, almost like a big octopus with many tentacles, madly heading towards the entrance of the cave. The strength of the plant life form was unbelievable. Rumble. The terrifying swallowing strength made even the Cloud Contact Vine, at full strength, began to rip apart at its vines. The thick vines tore apart. The leaves that penetrated the ice layer too were plucked apart. My God. The demon note came and went fast. Luo Feng quickly regained his consciousness. Seeing the vines start to break apart, he immediately roared within, swap. His earth body immediately became the Moshaklasman, and the Moshaklasman had already become a 30 centimeters long, 6 centimeters wide shuttle. It had 2 horns. It was round in the middle and smooth. As the shuttle's size was much smaller than a normal human body, and because of its build, it made the swallowing strength several hundred times less compared to the human body before. The favored of space Mosha clansman, with only 1/100th of the swallowing strength acting on it, finally broke through and flew out of the cave. When the Mosha shuttle was over 100 meters away from the cave, the terrifying swallowing strength instantly vanished. The shuttle became a black energy and formed a human body. Luo Feng stared at the center of the 3 caves, recalling the scene before, trembling from within. Instantly attacked by the demon note, I could only withstand it with all my might. Normal sector Lord Pinnacles wouldn't be able to withstand it. And that swallowing strength, only after the Mosha changed form and used its proficiency in the space laws was I able to escape. Luo Feng looked at the cave ahead, filled with fear. If he was swallowed in, what would have happened? Who knows? Luo Feng. Only now did Barbata's voice resound. That was a typical death trap within a universe secret region. What death trap? Luo Feng asked. In the vast universe, the most peculiar and mysterious are the secret regions. These regions are all special occurrences that evolve from the primal universe, forming many different regions. All these regions are never the exact same. And the danger levels are different too. The forms of danger are different too. Some are obvious dangers, even though terrifying, but it's still good that way. Some, however, have obscure dangers, seemingly safe yet the danger suddenly occurs. Just like the cave ahead, this Demon Note Mountain has trillions of pathways, the rest are all safe. Only when you enter one without defense, then the swallowing strength will suddenly hit you with the Demon Note. I dare say, within that cave, there are even more dangerous things. Barbata said, this sudden danger, without any chance to prepare or defend, make these considered death traps. Who knows how many undyings? How many geniuses with bright futures? How many great beings have fallen in the death traps? Barbata said. Luo Feng was shocked. He suddenly remembered his teacher, Tru Yang, who spoke of an absolute genius that was able to kill an official-level undying when he was Sector Lord Pinnacle. However, that absolute genius finally still fell within a secret region. Even though the absolute beginning region was controlled by the Virtual Universe Company, there are still some special places that even they cannot fully control. Barbata said. Just like the Blood River world, and the depths of this Demon Note Mountain, they are like that. You need to be extremely careful. Back when I followed your teacher, I've seen too many such situations, too many warriors dying like this. These death traps, some carry huge treasure troves, but some are truly dead ends. Luo Feng nodded. After which he turned to look at the left and right caves. I cannot head back. That Sector Lord is standing guard. Ahead of me, there are 3 caves, among which I cannot enter the middle one. But, which of the other 2 should I go to? With 3 paths ahead and no way back, Luo Feng once again became a shuttle shape and tried the cave on the left. There's no swallowing energy, and no such terrifying demon note. The flying shuttle within the cave flew at 100,000 kilometers in one breath, finally reaching the end of the cave. Ahead were 38 other caves. Simultaneously there were 3 bodies. Someone has already been here. Looks quite safe. The shuttle returned to human shape. Surely he couldn't simply just fly around in that form. If he were to be seen by others they'd be shocked. 3 days later. In his earth body in the black horned youth shape, Luo Feng carefully progressed, and he felt relaxed within though. Ever since he entered the left cave after leaving the ice forest, he hadn't met such a precarious situation, and everything was very normal. Just like when he first entered Demon Note Mountain, he would occasionally meet another warrior, or a lone beast, and the demon note wasn't that strong. It seems like the ice forest area was indeed special. Luo Feng recalled the episode from before. The deeper I went into the forest, the stronger the demon note, until the end of it. There I encountered the swallowing cave and the strong demon note. After that, there hasn't been any danger. That cave was an end point. I still feel that cave had some secret behind it. Luo Feng thought so. What are you thinking about? That swallowing cave from the ice forest. Barbata's voice resounded. Luo Feng nodded. I knew you'd think about it, right? Danger often accompanies miracles. These death traps are very terrifying. The dangers will hit wave after wave, however if you survive it, you might get a shocking reward. Barbata said. This is also why many great beings enjoy exploring secret regions. However, you have to know your limits. The number of treasure troves the universe has produced is countless, however many absolute beings have all fallen to these places. Barbata said. Your strongest golden horned beast hasn't even stepped into the Sector Lord level. And you wish to try these death traps. Even undyings have fallen. As for you, your death percentage is over 99%, unless you are truly just simply lucky. Luo Feng awoke. The entrance alone was that terrifying, he probably wouldn't be able to deal with and take what was inside. You can only do as much as how strong you are. If you are greedy, you will die. Luo Feng looked at the endless cave ahead of him. The cold permeated his body, he couldn't help but feel tiny. Compared to the many mysteries of the vast universe, his power was simply too weak and small. Even undyings fell all the time, he was only an ant compared to the undying. Hard work. Only after becoming a true absolute warrior, one of the many in the vast universe, will I be able to control my own fate, and protect my family and home. Luo Feng took a deep breath, onwards. Within the depths of the cave. A skinny 2.6-meter tall bamboo-like man, with 2 long silver horns on his head was present. He almost looked like a mountain goat, and he seemed cold and old. As he lay on one of the ice sculptures by the side, his eyes gleamed with gold light, as his nose releasing comfortable snorts. Harder, harder. There were 2 Aboriginal youths, one with crossed legs, another one was massaging the shoulders of that old man. Beside them stood 12 either clean-cut, or handsome, or simple-looking or brave-looking youths. There were universe levels and domain lords. The skinny goat-like old man opened his eyes and smiled at the crossed-legged universe-level youth before him. Come here. Elder. That universe-level youth cleared his throat. The elder asks for you. A domain lord-level man beside ordered. That universe-level youth approached nervously. The old man smiled, extending his skinny hand and grabbing the youth's, complimenting him. Youth sure is a different thing. The universe-level youth seemed completely uncomfortable all over. He shuddered and quickly retracted. Interesting. The skinny old man smiled. His powerful world energy pressured that youth, almost like a rope binding him, leaving him unable to move at will. He dragged the youth before him. Just kill me, kill me. That universe-level youth suddenly shouted out, tears flowing from his eyes. Brave, if you are truly brave, you can kill yourself. The old man suddenly turned and looked into the distant cave. There a black-horned youth was walking. He suddenly stopped. The 2 of them had a distance of 100 kilometers. However, at this time, they could clearly see each other. He, another universe level 9 punk, with an alert gaze, reserved and firm. I can't even feel a sense of fear. Prized goods are what I like the most. The skinny old man smiled. Kamulu, personally go and catch him for me. Yes, teacher. Besides, the strongest domain level 9 man respectfully complied and became a beam of light shooting forward. Luo Feng saw the distant skinny old man, especially the energy he emitted, feeling danger. Sector Lord, about level 6 or 7. Flee. Luo Feng turned and fled. Whoever my elder likes, don't think of escaping. The silver-horned man's silhouette was like lightning, swiftly chasing. Little punk, relax. My elder won't kill you, he'll take care of you. Luo Feng's expression changed, his goosebumps stood up. Perverted. A punk that liked guys. In the universe, with trillions of races, there were many that liked men. However, the majority of the races in humanity still favored the men and women path. That was the main path. And those that liked men, even though Luo Feng felt uncomfortable with it, he didn't bother himself with it. However, now that it was right before him, how could he not be taken aback? Ha ha, Luo Feng, I didn't expect you to meet such a situation. Barbata said. That perverted old man. Luo Feng cursed, seeing the universe level 9 youth besides him. He should be one of those captured by him. Sick. Behind him the domain level 9 silver-horned man swiftly chased. Hence, even though their initial distance was over 100 kilometers, with the chasing, it immediately became a few thousand kilometer. Don't resist, otherwise I might hurt you unintentionally. When that happens, the elder will be upset. The silver-horned man immediately rushed towards Luo Feng. Go and die. Luo Feng's eyes were cold. He swapped his bodies and instantly the Mosha clan took Luo Feng's appearance. Because of this his goosebumps were already standing, hence he was too lazy to use his human body to kill him. His earth body relied on the cloud contact vine. Even though he was able to kill a domain level 9, it would still be troublesome and take a while. For the Mosha clansman, it was much simpler. Illusionary techniques. Luo Feng instantly reached behind the black-horned man, and his blade flashed. It cut right through his chest and split apart the armor, and split right through the life core. The silver-horned man stared wide-eyed. This. The originally weak opponent had vanished and killed him, while he couldn't defend at all. Sick. Luo Feng glanced at the body, he flashed and fled. The old man lay there frowning. Why hasn't Kamulu returned? Teacher, maybe that universe level 9 refuses to submit and Senior has to use some strength. Another domain lord level youth beside said. The old man gave a low snort, he extended his world energy a bit more, until it reached the body of the silver-horned man. Rumble. The goat-like old man's eyes raged. He waved his hand violently and the universe-level youth he was toying with earlier immediately exploded, becoming a mess of meat and flesh. This scared the rest of them as they dodged far away. My Kamulu, whoever killed you. I will kill him. The old man roared and instantly became a beam of light, extending his world energy out. However, with Moshe Luofeng's speed, he had long fled from the cave. How would the old man be able to find him? Luofeng had fled 1 million kilometers away, through 7 pathways before he finally stopped. Even though I've heard and seen before. However, these warriors that favor men, actually tried to catch me, truly sick. Luofeng glanced back. My strength still isn't sufficient, if I have to unleash the golden horned beast. This cave, however, is only a few tens of kilometers wide, with the golden horned beast's shocking length. It wouldn't be able to move properly at all. Forget it. He shook his head, he couldn't be bothered to think of it anymore. If he had the strength, he would definitely retaliate and kill him. Half a day later. Luofeng sat on the ice to rest, sending a thread of consciousness into the virtual universe network, playing with his wife and children. Primal Chaos City's 30 years training, actual universe 100 years, plus Blood River World's 80 years. The many years had huge changes within Luofeng's family. Luofeng, 19.2 kilometers ahead, there's a domain lord level 9 man progressing. Barbata's voice resounded. Luofeng's thread of consciousness immediately returned to reality. He looked up ahead. Very quickly, a domain lord level 9 man's silhouette appeared. His body was short and tough, with a couple of black horns. Another domain lord level 9. Luofeng shook his head. 10 or so kilometer in the distance, the short man saw Luofeng. His eyes seemed to gleam with ferocity. This video will end here.